Let the chaos reign.
And I think that you have to just go to the truth, which is, I mean, I'm Catholic, it's Christianity. So,
all right, I got to run downstairs real quick. Chaos Rain, go right ahead. You're on the air with Nick FuenT and Seeking Eating. Go right ahead.
All right, my question to Nick FuenT, in regards your interview with Pearly Things in regards to the Jews and the validation of the Holocaust. My question: what books have you read or known that that verify your information about the Jews?
well, I haven't read. It's not one book in particular, but there's a really good website that everyone should check out. It's called unzreview.com. UNZ Review. And it's this guy, Ron Unz. He's actually Jewish himself. He ran for governor in California. He's a really effective political operator. But he was probably maybe the most influential, I would say. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to get this channel banned because YouTube
it's not banning, but I was asking what books. When I want to go in detail, just to name a few books. That was the question.
Okay.
But you have not. Yeah.
So there's that he's got a series called American Pravda. It is actually a book. There's another book called Jesus in the Talmud, which talks about Jesus in the Talmud. There's a book called Blood Passover by Ariel Tov. It talks about Jewish ritual sacrifice in the Middle Ages. There's a book called The Israel Lobby by Stephen Walt and John Mearsheimer. That's like my favorite book about Israel. But a lot of this stuff is pretty esoteric. So a lot of it's pretty tough to find. So
these books, I have a few books that talk otherwise in regards more involved with everybody and including Black folks. But those are the books so far that I haven't heard of, but I have to go back and write them down. And the reason why the nature of this question is, when they talk about this thing about the Semitism and stuff, if you're going to be on people's shows, at least reference will be better suit, because how they operate is if you just go off the dome without no reference, they could slap you with that. Because how people work is you got to show some evidence. Person, I watched the interview not once but twice, and I cover it. And one thing that I agree with the old man is, even regardless if it's true or not, that if you're going to go at certain groups of people, you got to give them some reference. So people say, okay, prove them wrong. Is this person lying? This person lying? That will better first suit whatever you're trying to accomplish. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't remember specifically what I didn't cite or not, but but I do a show every night.
Yeah.
So
yeah, well, you were on or presidents, you didn't recite nothing, and I listened carefully. See, you recite any source. Like today, you resort now over here on this channel. That's fine. Anybody else have any questions? We're not going back and forth with that. Oh man, went downstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody else has any questions in the chat, because that was my only question personally. I
got one more. I'll take it a little further.
But wait, there's more.
Do y'all really think people are gonna listen to this long? All right, Chaos Rain, go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right, good evening, Professor Jason Black. I'll keep it short because you have time. You did a great job revealing that. And I discovered another video that she did a couple months ago with I think a non-Black woman in regards to the slavery issue, that she took it down. Are you aware of this, Jason?
Okay, well, first of all, don't quiz me. But second of all, I'm aware of a lot of things. Well, Jason, why didn't you say anything before now? Because I didn't have a smoking gun that was hard enough that people wouldn't try to argue their way out of. If you'll remember, as even with what just happened last week, everybody didn't jump on board with that. That isn't what happened. Mediocre tutorials his reflexive response was to come to her defense. When she said, Black folk from overseas, immigrants work harder. That's true. That's true. He was defending that. That he came to her defense on that. He didn't push that to the side. He came to her defense when she said that, oh, my Africans. Well, he's like, well, don't worry. Colored people are always late. Oh, she's African. She's late. She's African. And even then he was slow. You had to drag him to this. So it wasn't just one incontrovertible thing. It wasn't going to be enough. It wasn't going to be enough. So just her saying that she was against reparations, that wasn't going to break nothing.
That was
just her saying I'm against reparations, that wasn't going to break anything. Just her saying some off-code thing about black folk, that wasn't going to break nothing. Take a look. I had to bring 5 examples, and they were arguing against the first 3. It was only when I dropped all in one interview now. So all the things had to be lined up in one interview. When I finally dropped 5 separate things in one interview, it wasn't enough for the first 3. They shook them off. Oh, well, we is lazy. Well, we could work hard. Well, we ain't always on time now. I mean, hey, brother, we joke with each other. Yeah, that was what happened. So everyone, don't misconstrue what just happened. We don't want to sit up here and mischaracterize the events. I dropped 5 different things, and most of these people disregarded the first 3. So all the stuff she's been saying before now, they just would have disregarded that. They would have shook that off. Hell, do you notice I didn't even bring up the reparations thing? I didn't even bring it up last week because I know they're going to say, well, she white. I mean, white folks ain't for it. Most folks are against reparations. They would have done that. That's what they would have said because that's what they're saying now. They're saying that now. That wasn't going to get any traction. So, no, I had to bide my time. I had to wait for the right thing because I know these folks' reaction. They've been riding for her in the paint hard. So I had to wait until we had the right thing. I had to. Because they were just going to dismiss and disregard everything, which is exactly what they did. As shameful and silly as it is, that's what they did. So, folks, yes, she's been saying slick stuff since the beginning. She's been dropping little slick things here and there. But notice, nobody else of any significance said anything in all this time. And nobody was going to say anything this time either. Remember, the video was 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
Nobody was going to say anything about that. You didn't see anything about this. Well, she had the video and then she put it on Rumble. And now she claims it's not on Rumble anymore. So she doesn't want anybody to go to Rumble. Problem for her is that Jason Black got it. Now a bunch of other people have it. So Pearly thinks it doesn't matter if it's on Rumble or not. It's on Black TV now. So the bottom line here is, no, everything y'all are talking about before now, a bunch of other people saw those things too, and that didn't register. It didn't register. So there was just no reason for me. There's no reason. You have to make a good enough case. If I'm going to be the prosecuting attorney, you're dealing with a jury that is resistant to the facts. They are resistant to convicting this person. So you got to have an airtight case that really makes the jury feel self-conscious and sick, that they just simply cannot abide it. But you saw how much stuff we had to pile on them. She literally had to go full-blown Richard Spencer alt-right before you got some people, because we still don't have all of them, before you got some people to turn on her. And then all she got to do is pop up in their chat rooms. And these niggas are so desperate. They're so poor. They're so deprived of resources that all she got to do is show up in their chat room now and this, ooh, hello, my white mommy. Let me give you a microphone here. Can you tell us your version of things?
I saw it in the chat room. I was very disappointed.
So just take a look at that. This is what's going on now. They are still butt dancing for her. Even after they saw that. So what does that tell you? They don't take the evidence that I showed them. Now, a lot of people did. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people did. But if I came out with that other stuff before, all they would have said is, you's a hater.
Yeah, you're right.
What am I hating on? You hating she got more numbers than you. I'm hating on a white supremacist on a white supremacist website. Do you know how retarded you sound? Well, you hating on Kevin Samuels. He's big up in Thomas Sowell. Do you know how retarded you sound? Well, you just hating on him. Do you know how silly you sound? I don't chase subs. I don't chase views. And I damn sure don't chase bootlicking. I'm not going to do that. So they're living in a different world from us. What she's saying and doing doesn't offend them. Yeah. They're like, oh, well. and many of them identify with it. They're like, yeah, black folks diss me. Black women don't want to date me because I'm 4'3" and shaped like a barrel. Well, bring white mommy over here. I can't whoop your ass, but white mommy will do it. So you see, for weak Negroes, Dr. John Henry Clark taught us that weak Negroes, when they can't get anything done, the first thing they do is, well, I know who can. I'll call white daddy to come in. Yeah, that's what they do. So the reason for it was the case was not airtight enough. As sad as that is to say, the case wasn't airtight enough. It just had to be overwhelming and disgusting and reeking before people would accept it at face value. And even now, most of those people are just new converts to this. They've been perfectly fine kissing her ass through a straw all this time. And that's the truth of what's been going on. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight here